another when it comes to that. And then when you take all of that and you couple it with the fact that we are living in the last days, and when I say living in the last days, I mean truly living in the last days. I mean, if you just look at some of the stories that Monkey and I were talking about this morning, it would be enough to just make you think, oh my goodness, when are the trumpets going to sound, right? You've got one of our carrier groups headed towards Taiwan. You've got the leader of the House of Representatives saying, I'm going whether or not China wants me to go, right? You've got the leader of the free world, who I think he's a leader of the free world, who then goes and tells China, no problem, we'll support you in whatever you want to do with Taiwan. In the meantime, we're enabling Russia to do whatever it is that they want to do as they're beginning to cut off gas from all of the European Union. The European Union is getting pretty desperate, so now they're beginning to look at actually taking care of their insolvency by joining together and consolidating. That's an interesting word, right? You've got Israel that's posturing themselves for something that we know is about to be very contentious. And while Israel is posturing themselves to do that, you've got Russia making a deal with Iran that involves more oil so that they can go ahead and manipulate everything in a way to appease Turkey, which is now back in their axis of evil, sort of a unity. You've got a land bridge that no longer has to be negotiated because Turkey's relationship with Syria is now being solidified through the actions of Russia being the peacemaker in the region, right? You've got the UAE, who's actually hosting some sort of a drone exercise in which the United States says they're going to participate by putting 100 unmanned aerial and actual ocean vehicles all the way around scanning everything. You've got these massive planes that are flying over the East Coast scanning for submarines, Russian submarines presumably, right? You've got the Black Sea that's completely empty in that there is no aerial traffic over the Black Sea because Russia has now postured themselves to actually take control of every area. You've got portions of the Mediterranean that are actually being contended with, most of which involve Erdogan to the north, literally drilling everywhere he can looking for oil because he's actually running out of oil. You've got Greece to the north that's worried about all the way to the south across the way of the Mediterranean over the civil war that's going on in Libya because they're fearful that one half of the Libya civil war is going to end by the other half taking them over, the half of which that's controlled by Russia, which means Russia will have a prime position to the south overlooking everything that's going on with Greece. And then you make it worse because you're beginning to see destabilization all the way in Northwest Africa as it relates to the border of Spain, right where it's at with Morocco. And then you've got all kinds of things with the Arabian Desert to the south that seem to be implying that things are about to blow up. And folks, I've just gone over maybe 1/10 of the issues. Okay? Think about this. We're in the last days.